Hello, USC fans. Connor Morrissette and Shotgun Spratling. We're back for instant analysis. Not football. Today, Shotgun. Women's basketball from inside the Galen Center. USC wins 87-55 in the first round of the NCAA Tournament over Texas A&M Corpus Christi. Let's start with Juju Watkins. She led the way along with McKenzie Forbes, scoring 23 points. But Juju set a single-season scoring record for USC, passing Cheryl Miller. Another big record for Juju Watkins. What can't you do at this point, Shotgun?
That's a great question. I think that what we heard from Lindsey Gottlieb after the game, saying that she's had probably the biggest impact of any freshman maybe ever on our program. And I don't know that you can say she's wrong. You have to start studying to find out. So that tells you that she's at least in the right neighborhood. Yeah, this program has been turned around, and Juju Watkins has give a lot of credit to Lindsey Gottlieb first for that. But Juju Watkins has definitely sprung them forward. It's been huge to have her, and then the way they've added the pieces around her, and you're seeing a complete team. And we've seen this team grow so much, but Juju's been the consistent scorer for them throughout the season. Goes over 815 points with her. She hits a 3 for the first points of the game for USC. She hits an easy layup, breaks Cheryl Miller's record. Cheryl was very distraught about it in the stand. No, Cheryl was here, sitting a couple seats down from Caleb Williams, right behind the Bryant family with Vanessa and the kids. Kevin Porter Jr. was here, who played at USC, also played in Cleveland. So some celebrities out. Everyone wanted to see Juju. That's why this game was on ESPN. They want to see what Juju could do, and she did not disappoint. 23 points in her debut in the NCAA Tournament. Shot a pretty efficient 23 points. Didn't try to do too much. They threw a lot of different defenses at her. She just played within the flow of it. She got her teammates involved, and it was pretty much complete domination. Starting in that first quarter, USC gets out to a 21-2 lead. Yeah. And really, takes Texas A&M Corpus Christi. Any thoughts of any miracle run? Yeah, that's not happening. They dominated that first quarter, and then a little sluggish in the second quarter, but just continued to flow throughout the rest of the game, and we're able to stack on points, and then we're able to end it with a real big celebration in the crowd and on the bench after walk-on India Otto had back-to-back buckets that got the entire crowd going crazy.
You touched on it there. That was probably the loudest the building got the whole day. India Otto, 5 points, like you said, the layup and then the 3. Lindsey Gottlieb smiling on the bench, but the whole bench just erupts. And then Juju, after the game, gives India a big hug. And that was really cool to see. India Otto, a fifth-year player, a walk-on at USC. She's in the post-game press conference with Lindsey Gottlieb, with Juju Watkins, with McKenzie Forbes. And walk-ons, they take their grief sometimes, but Lindsey Gottlieb has gone out of her way to say time and time again how much India Otto not only means to the program, but how much the program's turnaround she's responsible for as well. So what a great story that was.
Yeah, it was awesome to see. And you can tell, Lindsey Gottlieb basically said, you can tell how genuine she is and how much she means to this team by the reaction. And the bench went absolutely bonkers. Like, I thought they might get teed up but a little bit. But then I was looking through my photos, and I saw one where the referee is smiling too, seeing India Otto, get her love from her teammates. So just a great moment. The crowd chanting for her with about 3 or 4 minutes to go, Otto, Otto. So, like, when you get the crowd involved, and that's the difference in the men's tournament and the women's tournament, the opening rounds, being at a host site, being at USC, you get the whole arena behind USC, and they just played with the flow of it, and they got, India Otto in there, and she made the most of it. She had an open look and kind of fumbled the ball away her first touch, and, the ball got swung around. She driving layup, she makes it. The bench is excited and going. It's happy and not going crazy yet. Then she drains a 3 in the next possession, and the place erupts, and the bench was going crazy. And you said that Juju Watkins gave her a hug. It was more of a tackle, as the
aggressive hug.
When the final horn sounded, she wanted to get out there and celebrate with her, which was really awesome to see your star and the last player on the bench, and see how much this is a team and how much this group means to each other. With kind of a unique way that they put together this roster, it is all melded really well together. And we talked about it throughout the season on the Triple Double podcast about players finding their roles. Caleb Padilla going from leading scorer in the Ivy League to becoming, a facilitator, running and knocking down some threes, and McKenzie Forbes, same thing, Caitlin Davis. And everyone's finding their role, and, this team's playing really well right now. thought there might be a little rust with the layoff. And maybe you could say the second quarter. The second quarter, they gave up a 11-2 run, and they answered it with a 9-0 run of their own, so to get those points right back. But, that was the only time where it looked like they were a little bit out of sorts. They weren't making any shots. Not like they were turning the ball over a lot, just not making a ton of shots in that stretch and not getting the best shots. But turned it on after that. They created a ton of turnovers. They pressured a little bit, did some different things with that. Got a ton of players involved, so everyone got their first experience for the players that had not been in the NCAA tournament game, which should give them a lot of confidence going forward in the tournament.
Overall, though, I'd say it's about what we expected. 30-point victory, number one seed taking care of business at its home court. McKenzie Forbes had a great game, 9 of 13 from the field, also 23 points. USC's guards were great. On the inside, Rhea Marshall, her length really bothered the Texas A&M Corpus Christi players down low. I think I said Corpus Christi there. Corpus Christi bigs. Yeah, they did it. And credit to them, they didn't play afraid. I thought they were just undermanned, and that's what happens, especially in women's basketball. I think you mentioned on the podcast the 16 seeds only ever beaten a 1 seed once. So overall business as usual, and I think that's sort of what we expected tonight.
Yeah, definitely, and we'll see. USC will have a much tougher challenge on Monday.
Yeah.
They will play at 7 p.m. Monday night. That game will be televised on ESPN, but get out to the Galen Center. It was rocking today. It was great to see everyone. It'd be great to see, this place packed. There was still some seats available up in the corners, so get out here and get this place packed. Cheap tickets. I was talking with some fans before the game. They were excited about the opportunity to come and the fact that they were able to get 3 games for less than $40. So if you're coming on Monday, tickets shouldn't be too expensive, and you never know who you're going to see here. As we mentioned, all the different people that were here today. It was great to see Cheryl Miller out here supporting, and some of the former players as well as people like Caleb Williams and whatnot. And USC took care of business as we expected, but it's the first step. Okay, you take care of business the first time. Now you got a much different challenge as they will play Kansas. Kansas came back, sends a game to overtime with a late
down 9 to begin the fourth quarter.
Michigan kind of blew the game, did not execute well down the stretch in the 8-9 game. A really good game, battle back and forth, went to overtime. Kansas gets the win there. They've got some veteran players. We talked about this on the Triple Double podcast as well, but they've got some veteran players that have a ton of experience, so they're not going to be frightened by USC. They've got some length down low. They got some shooters outside. We'll see how USC handles them, but it'll be business as usual for USC. They have to come with a game plan, but the way this team is playing together, you have a lot of confidence in what they're going to be able to potentially accomplish this season.
Last thing, we'll end with the post-game press conferences. You mentioned about how Lindsey Gottlieb went on and on about Juju. We had India Otto in there. It was nice to hear from Juju, who said it was just really cool to be in the same conversation as Cheryl Miller after breaking her record. Really humble response. That was great to see.
She didn't even know.
Yeah. Neither did Lindsey.
Yeah, and Lindsey was like, wait, what record did she break? Oh, the all-time scoring record at this school for a season. Which tells you again how focused that she is. Now, when you're breaking as many records as she has been breaking, I guess that it's understandable that you may not be keeping track of them all, but that's a really big one. The most points ever in a season at USC. And if USC is to go on a deep run, she has a great shot to score the most points by a freshman in Division I history. She's about 60 or so, 60, 70, somewhere in there. Shy right now of the record. She's in third all time.
Could be 2 games.
Could be, so we'll see. They got to get win to keep playing, but we'll see, how they continue to grow as the tournament goes, and they'll have one more chance to play in front of the home crowd at Galen Center, and we'll see if they can take advantage of it on Monday.
They should get a very warm reception, their last game of the year here inside the Galen Center. I know the fans have been so good all year, and USC's returned the favor being so good this season. Number 1 seed. What a special season it's been, and hopefully it continues. For Shotgun Spratling, I'm Connor Morrissette. This has been Instant Analysis after USC women's basketball takes down Texas A&M Corpus Christi in the first round of the NCAA Tournament. We'll be back Monday night, 7 o'clock, right here in the Galen Center for full coverage of USC's game against Kansas. We'll see you then.